Big Bang cosmology, in my mind, is what made it possible. It's what made evolution even remotely plausible. And if evolution is remotely plausible because of the Big Bang, then ipso facto, it could have happened elsewhere. That's the whole idea. Is the conditions were right that our Earth spun off into a perfect orbit at the right Goldilocks distance from our sun and the size and age of our sun, that we're in the perfect zone that life was made possible. And if that could happen here, it stands to reason, the odds are, if there all those zillions of stars out there also have planets around them, then very likely other worlds could have evolved some form of life in a similar fashion. Okay, well, now that they've realized that intelligent design is real, when they look at them in the microscopic level, this isn't possible. There's too much intricate design here to have happened by random chance. So there was an intelligence behind this, but we've already ruled out God. We don't believe in God. So it must have been an ancient scientist that made this happen. So therefore, those ancient scientists who initially created this petri dish that is Earth may come back to visit us. That's the narrative. And you're hearing it all the time. Just do a Google search on UFO sightings and how it has dramatically increased each decade, really since the 1940s. So you have a massive increase in UFO activity. Along with that, you have a massive increase in documented cases of people claiming to be abducted by some sort of non-human entity, taking them into a laboratory environment and doing sexual experimentation on them. So that is, UFOs are obviously some kind of vehicle coming from elsewhere, so stands to reason in that logical paradigm, scientism paradigm, it came from another planet. And they're taking our people, and they're mutilating cattle and things like that. They're experimenting on our life form. Could they be of the ones that created the experiment that made us be what we are today in the first place? What I see in the future, it seems like the writing's on the wall. An event's going to happen, Independence Day style, maybe wiping us out, or maybe just showing up and saying, hey guys, we're your creators, we're back. Wow, look what you guys, kids, you've really kind of messed this place up. We're gonna have to clean it up, we'll help you out. And, maybe shows like V had it right. Where these alien entities show up, claiming to be our creators, offering mankind all kinds of benefits. Let's give you clean energy. Let's eradicate cancer and disease, and you're gonna live 500 years, easy. That's all wonderful. Oh, by the way, we have an enemy. We believe he's on his way. Will you, now that we've helped you guys out, will you help us against him? Then you find yourself in a Revelation 19:19 scenario where the armies of the world are gathered together to make war with the one who's going to be coming on that white horse. You read Psalm 2, the nations of the world conspiring together to make war with God. This is in the prophetic biblical narrative. That's already written in there. The world is going to gather together to make war with God. In my mind, the setup has already been in place for hundreds of years, but definitely within the last several decades of our lifetime. This ancient alien narrative is being put in our face. And my speculation would be that the setup is that they're going to show up, reveal themselves to be our creators, do lots of great stuff for us, in so much that even the elect could be deceived by this and fooled by, okay, maybe they are. Maybe we are the one. We created all those religions for you just so you had an understanding of what a higher being, a higher intelligence is like. But we're here now. But we have an enemy. Will you help us fight him? Speculation, of course.
ridicule them in public. Don't fall for the convention that we're all too polite.
Scientism is simply religious beliefs clothed in scientific terms.
They have a belief system that they are starting with, and they're doing everything they can to force science into agreement with that belief system.
If the erosion rates were true, going back millions of years, these tracks should be disappeared millions of years ago, but they're not.
So why not put these in the museums? Because they vindicate the Bible.
Don't tell me my theory is religious and yours is science. Oh no, sir, they're both religious. Evolution is a religion, so you have to believe.
Mainstream media, when it begins to push a scientific agenda, it consistently is leading people 180 degrees away from Scripture and a personal relationship with our Creator.
Science is a philosophy of discovery. Intelligent design is a philosophy of ignorance. That's all.
And so this is the next step of what we see as the strong delusion.
We despise him.
You're being indoctrinated. You have to answer the questions a certain way or you're going to get an F.
Do you get your cosmology from the Bible and what you can observe, or do you get it from these people who admit it is a religion, it is a belief system, it is esoteric philosophy?
The world is going to gather together to make war with God.
It's scientism versus God. That's what's going on.
You and I are descendants of Martians.
Okay, and that's not crazy. And that's not crazy?
If we are faced with a common enemy in outer space, it would indeed help to unite the Earth.
If a non-rotating flat Earth does not exist, why would you even use the phrase? Why would you even say that?
Celebrate Truth presents a flat-out truth production. Coming this fall, the journey continues of the biggest deception in the entire world. From the director of The Global Lie and Scientism Exposed.
Could they be lying to you?
A deception this big would take generations to hide the true creator of creation. Scientism Exposed 2, a Robbie Davidson film.
How do you prove a black hole? How do you know those gravitational waves prove the collision of two black holes?
Somehow, eventually, they are able to observe phenomena.
No, they can't observe. It's too far away. It's too theoretical. How do we know what they're saying is true?
You can see an agenda.
Coming this fall on DVD and digital download.